Hey, I just saw that new Batman Superman movie though. Right guys, what is up? This is your girl, Bofino1, bringing you another YouTube video. So as you can see from my little intro there, I saw the new Batman versus Superman movie, or Superman versus Batman movie, whatever it calls. I saw it this past Friday. I had wrote out like a whole like script for you guys and like what I wanted to say and everything, but this is supposed to be like an opinion video, so I'm supposed to just, just tell you guys how I feel basically. Let's just start from the top, to be honest. The story was okay. I mean, just a little overview. You probably can see it online, but just a little overview for you guys of the overall story. So basically, the story goes kind of off of Superman. He's the man of the world, and he's supposed to be saving people and saving the world and blah, blah, blah. So there was something where his girlfriend, I cannot remember her name, but basically she is like journalist or whatever. She tries to go and hear about stories or whatever. So she goes somewhere, it's like another country or whatever. She gets the funding for it, and basically she ends up getting like kidnapped. Like, let's just say that the people that she was with, something ends up going wrong, and so she ends up getting trapped, kidnapped, and not kidnapped, but like held hostage in a sense. So Superman comes, and obviously this is his woman, this is his girl, he wants to save her, so he goes and saves her, but he does not save everybody else, just her. So a lot of people in their town, or just the world in general, wonder, is Superman really for the people, or is he just for himself? Because why didn't he go out and help the other people? Why did he only go for this one girl? So he ends up being kind of looked at as the bad guy, and then Batman, who is also for the people as well, he looks at Superman as being an enemy because he's thinking the same thing as the rest of other people are thinking. Why in the world did he not save this woman? Not woman, save everybody else, and he only saves this one person. And so basically he's looked at it as he's not for the people, he's a bad guy. So Batman basically knows that he can't beat Superman on his own because Batman is like a human. He just has like a lot of gadgets and stuff. So he finds out that he has to be able to get the kryptonite in order to be able to actually beat Superman, which it doesn't actually really beat Superman, but basically the kryptonite allows for Superman to lose his powers for a period of time. So it allows for Batman to fight him basically man versus man. And in the movie, he gets some pretty good licks off him. I know some of you Superman fans are like, oh, no, he didn't. He cheated, blah, 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 whatever. He get a couple good licks off of him, a couple good swings. And basically, he ends up finding out that at the end that, they are both on the same page. They're both for the people, and that they both come together because Superman mom ends up being held hostage because Luthor's son, he wants to keep her hostage. So I guess like he can create this monster create this monster, or have the time to finish creating this monster that is basically unstoppable. So Batman and Superman and Superwoman end up coming together, blah blah blah, fight, save the day, woo, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so next I'm going to talk about is the characters. So each of the characters, Superman, I feel like doesn't really have like a characteristic. And what I mean by this, I feel like Superman he doesn't have his own personality. Like, for instance, I know some people are going to be really mad. They're like, why are you comparing them to this? But if you ever seen the movies like the Avengers, the Marvel superheroes, the Avengers, all of them, each of them you can identify as having a character of their own. Like, how the Black Widow is, how Iron Man is, how the Hulk is, how Captain America is, how Thor is, how all of them are, you can identify them as having a character. Superman just kind of seemed very blank, very, just kind of mind. He really didn't like he had much. It was like he had much of like a characteristic or any type of feelings. It was just kind of like, oh, I feel like I did wrong, and that's it. And all I care about is my girl. And then you have Batman on the other hand, who I feel like has a little bit more of a character. He has a little bit more of a drive because he's trying to harm Superman. He knows Superman is a lot more stronger than him. At least that's the vibe that I got from him. But the most random thing in the movie that just like blew my mind, I don't know. I've like have seen Superwoman numerous times, and I just thought it was really weird that she just kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I guess it was kind of, I guess the director kind of wanted to make it seem like, you know, she's been hiding for so many years, and all of a sudden she realizes that there's something that needs to be taken care of. There's a monster that Superman cannot beat, or another hero cannot beat. So she needs to step in and try to take care of this. But it was just kind of weird how she just kind of came into the story. There was really no correlation. It surprised me. A lot of other people were surprised by this too. It was just really random and just shocking, and I don't know. And then Lex Luthor's son, he kind of came off like the Joker. You know, I didn't really get that. Like, if you really read on his character, like in the comic books and the story, I didn't really get that type of feeling that he would act like the Joker. It was almost kind of as if they wanted him to be like this mini Joker. Like, he was really crazy. He was, it was a bit much for his character. It was like, okay, are you playing as Lex Luthor's son, or are you playing as the Joker? You know what I mean? Like, it was just a little too much. It was a little weird. Just some of the movements, it was good acting. Don't get me wrong. Like, the acting was great. Like, to be honest with you, in terms of the characteristics from all the characters, he probably had the best like emotions just out of everything. Like, you knew when he was mad. You knew when he was sad. You knew when he was going to go crazy. I mean, I feel like I really, it kind of like I knew what he was feeling. Where the other characters, it was kind of just like blank. There wasn't really much to them. I really didn't get any type of vibe from them. And to be honest with you, the movie, in my opinion, was just too long. It was 2 hours and 33 minutes. I mean, a lot of the movie was just history. It was just, it was just like a lot of history about the characters, a lot of flashbacks, a lot of, just, it was just boring, to be honest with you. It was just boring. I was really bored a good portion of the movie. And then the part where it actually is Superman versus Batman was only like a 10 or 15-minute fight between the two. And I just felt cheated. I just felt like it was like, well, what was the point of people paying all this money to see a really, massive fight, and they only fight for like 10 or 15 minutes max? It was just like why did I go see this movie? This movie was basically just like 10 minutes of them fighting. They realize that they're both for the same cause. They come together, and then they end up trying to fight the evil guy. And it was just like, that director, man. That director, man. He fooled everybody. He fooled everybody. I mean, the movie was just weird. There was no other way to say it. It was weird. It was everywhere. The characters had no type of like emotion. There was no real fight between Batman versus Superman. It was just nothing. It was just like, and then the thing is too, like, some people say, oh, the movie should have been longer. Me personally, the movie was too long. The movie was 2 hours and 30 minutes. The movie could have been easily an hour and a half. They could have took out a lot of this stuff. Because me personally, if you're gonna go see the Batman versus Superman movie and you don't know nothing about these characters, you don't know nothing about them, why are you going to go see this movie to begin with? Like, I felt like that movie was just like a repeat of like DC Universe. And I guess for those maybe who have read the comics, like people come to the movie, they want to see this fight, they want to see something new, something interesting, not like stuff that they already know. And that's how I felt. I feel like it was like a repeat of all the stuff that I already had knew about it, and then I was anticipating on this massive fight that only lasted for like 10 minutes, and then that was it. To me, to be honest with you, the fight with the monster at the end was more interesting than the fight between Batman versus Superman. I thought that was more interesting, in my opinion. That had more emphasis because you had Superwoman, who like jumped off of an airplane getting ready to go. Superwoman, Batman, and Superman. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then it's kind of sad at the end because Superman dies, but he doesn't really die. He's gonna end up coming back because his body's probably like regenerating. That's why at the end you see his like his body, whatever, like it like lifts from the coffin, or like in the coffin or something. He'll come back. He'll come back. He's not gonna die. Just overall, the movie was okay. It was okay. It was kind of like, I feel like it was like a filler. It was like a movie maybe the director felt like he had to put out, maybe because you know how they have like Freddy versus Jason. Those are the two characters you always want to see fight, and they made a movie. So people have been anticipating on the Superman versus Batman movie for like forever, for a long time. But it just didn't feel, everything just didn't feel like it went together. There was quite a few parts in the movie where I felt lost. I felt like I didn't know what was going on. I was not 100% sure. It just, I don't know, it was just very everywhere, and I think the pieces could have been a little bit better put together overall. I mean, there's really not much to say about this movie, to be honest with you, but it's an okay movie. I mean, if you're really a diehard Superman Batman fan, and you really want to see them fight for that 10 minutes, I would say go see it. But other than that, to be honest with you, I would wait for it to come out on DVD, wait for it to come out on a website that you can watch it for free. Just wait. There's really no rush. The movie is okay. If I had to give it a rating, to be honest with you, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7 out of 10. You know, the movie really is not that great. It's between a 6 and a 7, to be honest. In terms of the quality was great. The fighting scenes were pretty good. But in terms of the overall, like the meaning behind everything and the history and just how everything was laid out in the movie was just it was wrong. It was just so wrong. And to be honest with you, I think I enjoyed, eating the popcorn and, the 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 candy that I bought, to be honest, more than the movie. I was ready to go. To be honest, when I sat down there and you guys saw in the vlog, I was ready to go. Like I didn't say that in the vlog, but I was ready to go. I was ready just to go on ahead and leave because it just got to the point. It was just like the movie became predictable. It became extremely, extremely predictable. Like I knew after a certain period of time, they were going to stop fighting. And I knew that they were going to go fight the bad guy. And I knew that Lex Luthor's son was going to go to jail. And, like, it just became like, okay, I know. When is the end going to happen? And I didn't even wait to the end to see, like, how they show at the end of the movie, like, credits, or, like, a preview, what's going to be in the next movie. I didn't even care about that. I was just ready to go. So, yeah, guys, I mean, basically, overall, I would give this movie a 6.5 out of 10, or maybe barely a 7 out of 10. You know, but like I said, there's no rush to go see this movie, and don't go in there thinking that you're gonna have a side, or you're gonna one's gonna win over the other. Nobody really wins, to be honest. The only side that really wins, I mean, if you want to look, I guess you could say Batman wins because he gets quite a few licks off of Superman, and he used the kryptonite. But then some people may say, oh, he didn't win because he had used the kryptonite to weaken him, and blah 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 blah. That whole fight goes on like forever and ever and ever. But like I said, if you want to see it, go see it. But if not, I would just wait. Just wait till it comes out. You can go see it for free, or rent it on like Redbox for like $1, or something. So yeah, guys, if you like this review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as well as don't forget to comment down below in the comment section. Have you seen the Batman vs Superman movie? For my review, have you made a decision if you want to go see it or not? Are you a Batman fan? Are you a Superman fan? So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, as well as don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Bofina1 at BOFINA1, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bofina1, and also on Facebook at Bofina1. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace, Fin Army.